Missouri State Sports Network from Learfield. Welcome to Inside the Den with Coach Beard. Brought to you by Highland Dairy. Snack, fuel, go with Highland Dairy. Locally made, naturally delicious. Murney Associates, your local real estate experts. Midwest Ford Dealers. Midwest Ford Dealers are driven by value. Official partner of the Missouri State Bears. Find your local Midwest Ford dealer at Ford.com. And by Big Shots Golf. Play on. Let's go! Now, here's your host, Corey Riggs.
And we are thrilled to welcome you back to Big Shots Golf. It is another week of Inside the Den with head coach Ryan Beard.
Back and forth, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And then the second quarter got a little bit loose going into half at 17-7. But again, I think the one thing, and me and you had talked about it last week, to win the game, the second half adjustments had to be dialed in. And I don't think our staff, offensively and defensively, have ever been as dialed in what we needed to do to win the game. And we went out and did it, and the guys just – the one thing about our players is, I say it all the time, I know people get sick of hearing it, they are the most resilient group I've ever been around, going through all the things they've been through, and just they have a never-quit attitude that's empowering.
The conditions when you all arrived there was a rainy afternoon. Didn't have to fight that a whole lot once the game started, but felt like the wind kind of swirled around there in the Jones C. Edwards Stadium. It wasn't great for special teams.
No, it wasn't, and it was interesting because it's not a true bowl. It's not. And like you said, you usually get a good dial of where it's coming from, but it's almost like it came down and swooped, almost like it kind of did at USC. But fortunately for us, we didn't have to kick a ton, which was good. And when we did, we were pretty effective. Obviously, Yusuf had a tough day, but we were able to bounce back and get points when we needed it.
Talk about the day QB1 had. Obviously, Jacob Clark being a quarterback at any level now, whether it's college or the NFL, you get a ton of credit, you get a ton of blame when things go well, when they don't. But we joke about what Jacob brings to the table and what he can do for you all. He quite literally did everything short of fly the plane home on Saturday. He not only passed exceptionally well, his ninth 300-yard game, but he ran the ball maybe more effectively than we've seen previously in his starts. And then you come out and Nick Petrino goes into the bag of tricks, and you've got a running back who also played quarterback in high school, and Reggie Branch, and he throws a perfect spot right over to the far side of the field, and Jacob only comes up about 2 yards short of taking it to the house, a 29-yard reception, and you could tell he wanted to get it into the end zone. He wanted to finish that one off.
He did for sure, and even going back to last week, talking about him doing it all, he had an open field tackle that was one of the best of the day against USC, so he can legitimately do it all. And I talk to draft analysts all the time and guys that are associated with the NFL, and you cannot emphasize enough Jacob's ability to process information at a fast level and under intense circumstances. He knows his progressions of checks. If it's not there, use your legs and run. And, fortunately for us, opposing coaches for some reason still think, oh, he's limited running, he won't run. Let's just wholesale on the running back, which is great for the Bears. Because, again, our quarterback will run, and he can run effectively and go get first downs. And then, secondly, talking about getting in the bag of tricks, Nick Petrino is as dialed as they come. I mean, he's an elite play caller. The players love playing for him. He just, every single week, he surprises me more by just the ability to handle the adversity of, hey, this isn't working. That's okay. Go to the next A, B, C, D, and he's got a heck of a long list to get down before he's out of tricks.
Because not to be too on the nose, but it didn't feel like a whole lot was working in the first quarter, and that was true for both offenses, the Bears and the Herd. But you kind of got the vibe, and Sam Block, the former Bears linebacker that was on the broadcast with me, even said on the broadcast that he felt like that was just the feeling out period. Like Jacob had a couple of long attempts that he didn't hook up on, but he was just kind of feeling out what the defense was going to give him. And then all of a sudden in the second quarter, you go 57 yards to the house with Ramone Green out of the backfield on a quick little pitch and catch.
Yeah, I think that's a good evaluation of it, because when you're playing good defense, you can afford the offense that opportunity to feel it out. And we were on fire on defense, which was great. Flying around, big hits, getting off the field on third down. I mean, And incredibly, we held them to 22% success rate on 3rd and 4th down. I mean, that puts you in the top of the country, which is great, and we've talked about needing to see it. And once Jacob gets you figured out, you look out because he's going to find open players down the field.
Now, you and I do a pregame conversation that's a part of the radio broadcast Saturday mornings when we're on the road. You're always very gracious with your time. We have a good conversation. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I told you that I thought they were going to start and we were going to see a lot of Carlos Del Rio Wilson.
You did.
Which we did not see him the entire day, which shows how much I know. But did you tell me you thought we were going to see Ja'Kai Long or Zion Turner? So we were both wrong.
So, I said we talked about it when we said we're going to go one of two ways. Either they're going to revert back to the comfort of Jackson State transfer with number 1, or try to get the kid they actually believe in, which is number 6. Now, next week we might both be right because it might not be number 1 for them, and that's unfortunate because Toney Gibson's such a good guy, man, salt of the earth. And that's why even when I got the Gatorade bath, I was running, jogging over there to him. I have a ton of respect for that gentleman. He's a coach's coach. He knows how to do what he needs to be successful, but also stay humble. I mean, he's a tremendous person.
So as somebody who has never bathed in Powerade before, does it take a while to get all that out of the clothes in your hair, or were you put back together fairly quickly after the game?
Listen, Corey, we continue to win. You can bathe me in Gatorade bath all you want. I don't care about any of that. Just win the game, baby.
That is the most important thing. Going through our Mercy game recap at Mercy, your life is our life's work. So fast forward into the second half, you get another big play touchdown. This time, Jamar A. Robinson goes 52 yards to the house, and that one gets you back into the game. At that point in time, you go to halftime at 17-7. They get another field goal. You're down 20-7 at this point. So you got to start a comeback at some point in time. You get on the train midway through the third quarter with a big play to Jamar A.
That's right. I got to retract a little bit to half.
Sure.
And it's just about our football team because we always talk about player-led football teams. And we talked about our friend Tom Strong just a little bit ago. And he comes into all of our meetings. He's around the team all the time. And I said, Tom, what'd you notice about that half? This was after the game. He goes, all I could hear was the players inspiring each other, talking about let's go get it, let's stay in the fight, let's do these things to be successful. That's how we knew we were going to win the game. Now, sorry about that. I digress.
That's okay.
But back to the actual game itself, you got to talk about the defense coming out and holding them to the field goal there. I mean, what a tremendous effort that was, going 3 and out, getting them off the field, forcing them to a field goal, and you're still sitting there, what was it, 20-7, correct?
Yes.
27. And even then, everybody on the sideline is going, we're right in this. We're in good shape. So that's the confidence we've instilled in these guys, and they believe in the plan, and we were able to get a few more plays and go get it.
Then you fast forward to the fourth quarter now, everything on the line, and it ends up being a young man who caught his first pass as a Bear for 4 yards at USC, but Jaron Askren makes a diving play at the pylon for the touchdown that will give you the opportunity to bring Yusuf Obeid on the field and take the lead for the first time since the first quarter.
Man, the refreshing sound of silence when you're at an opposing stadium. They couldn't breathe. They couldn't yell in disgust. It was dead silent. The only people cheering were Bears, and hats off to Jaron, man. He's done a phenomenal job, and he's kind of been put into the fire with Gary getting hurt.
Yeah.
He knew that we needed him in a big way, and he came up big and made a big play. I think he's got a really bright future, great body, good frame, great hands, and that was a special moment for him.
Let's see. If this works, that means it's our Bud Light play of the game. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
With the pocket, throws across the middle, has a man. It's caught for a 17-yard
Nope,
gain
that's not
and
it.
a Missouri State first down.
That was a good play, too.
That was. We had a lot of good plays, but that wasn't the one that I was looking for. But Jaron Askren, your Bud Light play of the game. First career touchdown for him. I believe it was Ramone's first career touchdown. I think.
Yes.
On his 57-yard catch. So there were quite a few firsts, not to mention it being the first win as a member of an FBS conference, which that will be in the history books forever.
Yeah, what an incredible day. And we got to talk about that a little bit at our Sunday meeting of, you've just etched yourself into history. Whenever people talk about Missouri State football history, they'll talk about your names as the first teams in FBS to win a game. And not only that, we just knocked off a 15-year win streak for Marshall, which is great. They've won about 80% of their games in that stadium. But not so fast when Missouri State comes to town.
Yeah, it was hard for me to wrap my head around the stat on home winning records and home winning percentage, and they are the 4th winningest team at home in FBS football. Alabama's first. I don't think that surprises anybody. That blue turf at Boise State is a pretty good home field advantage, and then Oklahoma. And then it's the thundering herd. And you were right. It was thundering silence. And I felt like a Webb City Carthage game that I used to go to as a kid, because if you go in and turbo clock somebody, that scoreboard gets turned off real fast. And I don't think you were fully engulfed in the Gatorade before that scoreboard was turned off and you came over and shook Coach Gibson's hand.
Yeah, I would say you're right about that. That's just how it goes sometimes when you're at an away stadium. But as long as we got the W, Corey, hey, anything goes.
No, it was a historic night in Huntington, and we'll be talking about it for a long time. We're going to keep talking about it as the show goes on, and we want to remind you about what the next game is, and that's the most important game, as Coach Beard will tell you, because that is the Bears' home opener this Saturday on September 13th when Missouri State will host the SMU Mustangs. The Bud Light Countdown to Kickoff show will begin at 2 o'clock. Art Haynes and I will go on the air for his last call starting at 2:30. You can listen to the broadcast throughout the Ozarks on 101.3 FM, the Varsity Network app, or the Missouri State Radio Network affiliate in your area. We want you to listen on the radio, but more importantly, we want you to get there early and be in the stands and help us pack plaster. It's going to be a great day for football and a great day to be a Bear. You're listening to Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard. We'll step aside. When we come back, Ramone Green will join us on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
Are you ready to level up your hangout and live the unexpected? Big Shots Golf is changing the entertainment game through tech-driven golf games that fit every level of player, a mouth-watering scratch menu, and handmade cocktails. At Big Shots Golf, we're all about celebrating life and creating memories with the ones you love. Located at the corner of North Windstone and Kearney, Big Shots Golf proudly hosts MSU's weekly coaches show, and with NFL Sunday Ticket, you'll never miss a game. Ready to take your big shot? Book your heated bay online today at BigShotsGolf.com. Play on.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you, because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready, an award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Wilson Logistics is proud to be the official logistics partner of Missouri State Athletics. You'll see us on the road this year, hauling the Bears football equipment and supporting all Missouri State athletes. Wilson Logistics is a family-owned company based right here in Springfield, Missouri. We offer a paid CDL training program for those that want to become a professional truck driver. Learn more at wilsonlogistics.com/training.
At Parkcrest Dental Group, we've been proudly serving the community for over 50 years by creating healthy, confident smiles that last a lifetime. From general dentistry to pediatric care, orthodontics, and more, we make it easy for the whole family to get the care they need, all in one convenient location. Whether it's your child's first visit or you're ready to restore your own smile with dental implants, we're here to help you maintain confident smiles. Trust the team that's been keeping Springfield smiling for generations. And go Bears!
Welcome back, everybody, to Inside the Den here at Big Shots Golf on the north side of Springfield. Our show tonight is brought to you by Price Cutter. Price Cutter, keeping it local since 1967. Time now to go under the helmet in our Great Southern Bank feature as we talk to one of the Bears players. And on the offensive side, we'll start with Missouri State running back from right down the road in Nixa, Missouri, Ramone Green. Ramone, thanks for being on the show. How are you feeling tonight, man?
I'm feeling great, man. Seeing all the Bear fans out here and all the love and support we've gotten from this weekend, I'm really excited to see the crowd we're going to have Saturday, man. So, Pack Plaster.
Pack Plaster is definitely the hashtag everybody's talking about. What's your first, do you remember the first time you went into Plaster? I know you didn't necessarily grow up, your whole life was spent here. You grew up in Dallas, right?
No,
Were you born in Dallas?
No, I'm from Pittsburgh, Kansas.
That's right.
I moved to Nixa in 5th grade, so.
So what do you remember the first time you came to Plaster for? Was it for a high school game, a college game? Do you remember what it was?
I think my first time at Plaster was I had a game day visit my junior year. I think they played Indiana State or something. So I think that was my first time at Plaster.
So what was your recruitment experience like? Everybody seems to be so different, and there's so many different stories on how guys can end up where they get at. What started yours, and who else did you maybe talk to other than Missouri State?
Man, my recruiting journey was it was definitely a wild one. I had a good sophomore year, and I was talking to a bunch of colleges, but my junior year I had broke my collarbone, so I didn't get to play that year. And my senior year I was just focused on my senior season and having a good year and stuff. So, after the year, that's when I kind of started evaluating. I was talking to a lot of D2s, but, I really wanted to stay home. And Coach Beard, luckily, gave me opportunity to walk on at Missouri State. So I took that. I knew it was going to be a journey. It was going to be a challenge, but I was ready. I accepted that challenge. And so, man, I'm glad. I know God intended this for me, so I'm very glad to be at Missouri State.
And you've had to show a lot of faith in that and making that decision. I say you're a walk-on. You get here, you practice, you work really hard. Everybody does to have a spot on this team, but it wasn't until 6 months ago that you were a full scholarship guy.
Yeah, I mean, walking on, it's a challenge in itself, but coming to a new team, being the freshman, having to learn the ways, that was tough. But just keep my head down and having a lot of good people around me. My parents and my family at home, keeping my head straight, and a lot of supportive coaches. I knew Coach P and Coach Beard believed in me, and I just had to keep going and keep working. And so, once they blessed me with that scholarship, I already knew they believed in me, but, that was really good, the whole situation, my family being there. So, that's been a lot of motivation for me this season, those guys rewarding me, and so making sure I'm really focused and taking full advantage of my opportunities when I'm on the field.
You've definitely been taking advantage of those opportunities the last 2 weeks. You got a good amount of touches out at USC. Well, what are your takeaways from that game? What did you learn maybe about yourself in that game, playing in front of a 60,000-plus crowd and being on the road against an opponent like the Trojans?
Yeah, man, that was definitely a crazy experience. I thought I was going to be super nervous, but I wasn't. But, luckily being out there with a pretty veteran group, you see those guys out there calm and collected. It just helps you stay in the moment and just play free. So when I went out there, I was like, I just got to play free. Don't worry about the outcome or anything else. Just play loose and have fun.
Well, you had a lot more fun, I would say, at Marshall. Has being an effective receiver out of the backfield, was that a part of what you did game in, game out at Nixa, or is that something you've kind of worked on at the college level?
It's definitely a skill set I've had. Coach P just, he wants to use me in all type of different ways. And so whenever he calls me out there and dials up a play, I have to be ready if it's a run or it's a pass. And luckily he's been dialing up some get those pass plays and do something with the ball. So.
Well, you've definitely been shifty. You've been hard to get to, especially in the game at Marshall. Talk to me about the difference between the 57-yard touchdown and the 50-plus yarder later, because the first play, the scoring play, was that one that had kind of broken down. Jacob had gotten outside the pocket, and did you kind of have to break off your route and kind of come back to him?
Yeah, that was that play. I got to give credit to Jacob, man. It was a busted play, but when you have a good vet quarterback, he doesn't feel that pressure, so he just evaded the pocket, and I stayed alive because I knew he was going to find me eventually. So, yeah, I got to give credit to Jacob on that one, man. And then the other one, they just weren't expecting it. We dialed up another good play, and I got all the linemen out there. The boys blocked super well for me all night long, and so I got to make a play when the big boys get out there and set up those good blocks. So
I wanted to ask you about that because I think everybody talks about the relationship between the quarterback and the center, the quarterback and the offensive line, but obviously running backs are equally reliant on those five guys up front to be able to kind of pave the road for them. What's your relationship like with Cash and Boube and Mark and the guys up front?
Yeah, it's great. Those guys, since I've been here, even as a walk-on before I was playing, they were always super good to me. They're great guys. Every time they're out there, they're going to give everything they have for you. So you got to make sure you lean on the boys, keep them giving them confidence, and go out there and just play. Those are some great guys, and I'm blessed to have them as my linemen.
Talking to Missouri State running back Ramone Green. Here is a part of our Great Southern Bank Under the Helmet feature. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. So I talked to Coach about some of the scoring plays and some of the numbers from the game. I'd like you to tell me, so what was the vibe like on the sideline, especially in the second half as you guys started to mount that comeback? What was the conversation like on the sideline?
Like Coach said, we all believed, man. None of us ducked our heads. Like, we kept the same confidence we had going into the game. We knew, just little things like drives coming up short, just little mental mistakes. So we stayed level-headed, and we knew that we were going to win that game. So,
in a situation like you're in right now with Shamari getting X number of touches and then you getting X number of touches, how do you stay prepared? How does somebody stay that focused on the sideline when you might be in for a series, then you might be out for 2 series? How do you stay dialed in like that?
It's definitely something I'm still learning.
Okay.
You just have to be ready. Like you said, you don't know when your name's going to get called, but our running back coach tells us, be ready to make a play when your number's called. So that's kind of the motto I live by. And so whenever my name's called, I just got to be ready.
Inside the Den tonight, brought to you by Pinnacle Sign Group. Pinnacle Sign Group, a proud supporter of the Missouri State Bears. So getting prepared now for SMU, it's, a lot of years there's one big game kind of on a schedule. I mean, not conference-wise, but normally you play, one upper-level sort of team. You guys start the year with USC, you go to Marshall, now you get to host SMU. Is this to the point where you guys are really looking forward to starting Conference USA play?
Yeah, this has definitely been the biggest 3 games of my life, opponent-wise. But I think it's good for us, we're getting some good FBS experience, and, we're about to play SMU at home. Like, what more could you ask for?
Did you think that this was a possibility? Did you think when you walked on that you were going to have the opportunity to play at the Coliseum, to host SMU? Was that even really on the radar at that point in time?
Man, no, I had, that's just things like you can really just dream of, So that's what I'm saying, man. I'm so blessed to be here, and I know I was supposed to be here. So.
Well, we're glad you're here. Ladies and gentlemen, Missouri State running back Ramone Green joining us tonight here on Inside the Den. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go to the defensive side of the ball after this on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
It's 6:30 and the branch is closed.
Yep.
And you couldn't find your debit card.
Nope.
But you're going to get cash.
Yep. Cadence Bank Live Teller has extended hours, and I can get cash from my account with my driver's license.
My bank can't do that.
Nope.
With over 300 live teller locations with extended hours, there's opportunity here. Find a live teller near you at cadencebank.com/live teller. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC.
Football's back. Coach Beard and the Bears are ready to charge into Conference USA. Jeff Gervillius from your Missouri State Bookstore, your go-to spot for all things bear wear and tailgating. We've got the latest gear for game day, including official athletic apparel from Adidas. Whether you're shopping for Bear Cubs or proud alumni, we've got something for the whole family. Stop by the bookstore, check out one of our 5 stadium locations on game day, or shop anytime at shop.MissouriStateBookstore.com. Your Missouri State Bookstore, a proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. Go Bears!
Parkcrest Dental Group is a proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. We believe great smiles build confidence, whether you're on the field, in the stands, or around town. Our team makes it easy for athletes and families alike to keep their smiles strong and healthy with comprehensive dental care and service through every stage of life. We're honored to continue to support our community and our athletes. Go Bears!
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletic season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACTA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Wilson Logistics is proud to be the official logistics partner of Missouri State Athletics. You'll see us on the road this year, hauling the Bears football equipment and supporting all Missouri State athletes. Wilson Logistics is a family-owned company based right here in Springfield, Missouri. We offer a paid CDL training program for those that want to become a professional truck driver. Learn more at wilsonlogistics.com/training.
Welcome back to Inside the Den here on the Missouri State Bears radio network from Learfield. Tonight's show is brought to you by Wilson Logistics, the official logistics partner of Missouri State Athletics. And in the case of the Missouri State football team, Wilson Logistics moves the Bears gear each and every week on the road. We thank them for that. We thank them for being our game sponsor as well this week, because if you did not know, it is National Trucker Week. It's Truck Driver Week. Wilson Logistics, a big part of what Missouri State does and their success on and off the field. Time now for our second Great Southern Bank Under the Helmet feature. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters, member FDIC. Very excited to talk to, for the first time, the man who wears number 50 on the defensive line for Missouri State, a 6'2 sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky. Mitchell Toney is our guest now. Mitchell?
Glad to be here.
Nice round of applause for you there. A very nice game this weekend. A tackle, 3 tackles, tackle and a half for a loss, and a sack. How did you feel about your performance on the road at Marshall?
I feel like I did good enough for us to contribute to a win. So I'm glad we was able to fight through and make the comeback, and we was able to win the game. So I'm glad we got it done.
Well, I'm glad you got it done too. I hope you had some fun. What was I asked Ramone what the attitude was on the sideline. I'd like to know from you, what was the attitude like in the locker room afterwards? After Beard got the Powerade bath and everything else, what was it like in the locker room after that game?
Oh, everybody was excited. We was turning up for sure. It was definitely a great moment because we stayed resilient. We kept fighting and we reaped the benefits of what we worked for. So it was a good time.
Talk to me about who celebrates bigger, defensive guys or offensive guys.
Definitely defensive guys for sure. Yeah.
I find that interesting. I come out and I watch you guys in practice, and the offensive guys they have fun and all, but at practice it doesn't matter, tipped ball, interception, whatever. I feel like you and the other guys on the defense, you lift one another up. You celebrate everything that you and your teammates do well.
Yeah, for sure. Because defense is definitely, we get to be the ones to go put pain on people, and we got to be the ones to stay resilient and get the ball back to our offense. So it's definitely fun on the defensive side. For sure.
Well, it definitely looks like you guys have a lot of fun. That is for sure. Talking to Mitchell Toney here on the Great Southern Bank Under the Helmet feature. You've been with the Bears a couple years now. What's been the biggest change for you from last year to this year? What have you been working on, trying to get better at as a member of the defensive line here at Missouri State?
I would say it would be definitely moving to defensive end. When I first came here, I've been playing end all my life, really, and when I got to college, it was a transition to go back to the interior. So I would say the transition to go back to DN's kind of been a little bit easier for me. And I've kind of liked the transition and really just got a feel for the defense a little more, know more of the playbook now. So it's becoming a little easier for me.
Now, how much of that change from being an interior defensive guy to being on the end has been physical? Did you put on some weight when you were on the inside? Did you drop some weight from last year to this year? What have you been going through physically?
I feel like I've been maintaining really because I would say putting on weight was kind of harder for me, but maintaining now is definitely easier for sure.
Yeah, I wish that it's much easier for me to put on weight. I can tell you that right now. I say that's what vacation will do to you, and hanging out with Joey, that will do it too. But talk to me a little bit about what the start of this season has been like for you all. You heard Ramone and I talking. That USC game for a lot of guys is kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing. What were your thoughts on getting to go out there and play in a building that's got the history that the LA Memorial Coliseum has?
Well, my thoughts personally was just another football game. You got to stay resilient and know that just try to do your 111 and do your part. And run to the fight, whatever the challenge is, whether it's a great opponent or a not so great opponent. You just stay in the fight and keep fighting for it.
Do your job and let the rest of it come to everybody else. I get that. What was your football kind of upbringing like? You're a Louisville guy, right?
Yes, sir. Louisville, Kentucky.
How long have you been playing football? Did you get to the game at a really early age, or did you come to it late?
I've been playing football since I was 6.
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, you always been a hit the other guy? You always been defense?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. I played a little offense back in the day, but
what'd you do on the offensive side?
I was a tight end. I played lineman. I was a guard. I was a fullback at one point, so I could do it all. Sure.
But being on defense was always your favorite? What'd you love about D?
You get to hit quarterbacks and you get to tackle people. So, yeah.
I tell you what, I liked watching you hit Zion Turner Saturday night. That had to feel pretty good to get back there. He is, to put it mildly, an elusive quarterback. He was a hard one to get to.
Yeah, good thing he didn't see me coming from behind him. So.
No, it's definitely hard to catch you coming that way. Yeah. Our talk tonight brought to you by the Doubletree by Hilton Springfield, located at Glenstone and Kearney, where a warm cookie always awaits your arrival. So you grow up in Louisville. You've been playing ball since you were 6. How did you find your way from Kentucky to Southwest Missouri to play for Coach Beard and the Bears?
Man, that's a crazy story. I was actually getting recruited at a D2 school in West Virginia from a GA, and the GA had got a job here, and he had, I guess he showed Coach Scott my film, and some guys entered the portal, and I actually, my senior year, I was getting just interest from other schools, but nobody really threw me an offer. I was sitting on a bus stop one day, And I got a call from Coach Lucas saying that they wanted to offer me, and I immediately committed. I didn't have a visit. I just showed up and came.
As a sight unseen, you just said, "Yeah, I want to be a Bear."
Yes, sir, for sure.
I don't think you can underscore this, but how does it feel as a player who's having that sort of recruitment? You're coming to the end of your run in high school to feel wanted, to feel needed, that somebody wants you to come and be a part of what they're trying to build. That's got to make you feel special.
It did. It definitely did. It was definitely a blessing, for sure. I prayed about it, and it was really a miracle, for real, because it was really late. I don't even remember at what point it was, but I honestly didn't know what school I was going to. When they called me, it was I had to take it, for sure.
Now, what do you want to do school-wise? What are you majoring in? What are you hoping to do in the future?
I probably want to be a firefighter. And,
really?
Yeah, I'm majoring in communications and a secondary study in health services.
Okay. So, do you have any family that are firefighters, or is this kind of unique to you?
It's just unique to me. When I took a job shadow at my high school at Trinity, and I kind of liked just the process of it. I thought it was pretty cool what they do, and I got to spend a day with a firefighter, so it was pretty solid. I liked it.
Now, I definitely think you could knock down a door. I don't think there's any question about that. Get in and carry somebody out over your shoulder. Now, you went to Trinity High School. Now, that's the same high school that Coach Petrino went to, wasn't it? Did he go to state champ at Trinity? That's right.
Sure.
What was your time at Trinity like?
My time at Trinity was great. My freshman and sophomore year, we went back to back. We fell short my junior and senior year, but my time with Trinity was great. I learned a lot of things. I grew a lot mentally at that school, for sure.
Well, we've all seen the growth you've made here over the last couple of years. Hope you continue to grow. Hope you continue to get after the quarterback.
Yes,
maybe
sir.
Get you another sack against SMU this weekend here at Plaster.
I will, for sure. Yeah.
Mitchell Toney joining us here, the Bears defensive end. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to Coach Beard again as you're listening to Inside the Den here on the Missouri State Bears Radio Network from Learfield.
Are you ready to level up your hangout and live the unexpected? Big Shots Golf is changing the entertainment game through tech-driven golf games that fit every level of player, a mouth-watering scratch menu, and handmade cocktails. At Big Shots Golf, we're all about celebrating life and creating memories with the ones you love. Located at the corner of North Windstone and Kearney, Big Shots Golf proudly hosts MSU's weekly coaches show, and with NFL Sunday Ticket, you'll never miss a game. Ready to take your big shot? Book your heated bay online today at BigShotsGolf.com. Play on.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fans section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready, an award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
Wilson Logistics is proud to be the official logistics partner of Missouri State Athletics. You'll see us on the road this year, hauling the Bears football equipment and supporting all Missouri State athletes. Wilson Logistics is a family-owned company based right here in Springfield, Missouri. We offer a paid CDL training program for those that want to become a professional truck driver. Learn more at wilsonlogistics.com/training.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletic season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACDA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Back live at Big Shots Golf here in Springfield. Inside the Den continues here this evening. Brought to you by Kohl's. Kohl's has back-to-school styles that'll spoil your family at prices that'll spoil you. From jeans and tees to sneakers and more, which means you can do it all without overdoing your budget when you shop at Kohl's and online at Kohls.com. Ryan Beard rejoins us now after talking to Mitch and Ramone. Those are two quality young men and two very different paths to make their way to Missouri State.
Yeah, another two of my favorite guys. I mean, Ramone being a local guy and believing in us that he could come here and earn a scholarship. He always had the talent. There were just a few things roster-wise that we had to clean up before he could get his spot. He did what he needed to do, and look at him now. He's a superstar in the making. I am thankful that he's on our team. And I share the sentiment that the good Lord knew what he was doing when he put Ramone in our lives, and here we are today. And then Mitch, man, hey, my Kentucky gentleman. We're Kentucky born and bred. That's heaven on earth. So Mitch will always have a special place in my heart.
He's a soft-spoken guy, but he can flat get after the quarterback.
He can. He has absolutely come to life. The one thing about Mitch is we always talk about speaking quietly and carrying a big stick. That's Mitch right to a T, and he's a great person. He gets along with everybody, and then when he puts that helmet on, it's like his gladiator shield. He turns into a different type of cat.
Take you through some of our Parkcrest Dental Conference USA scores from over the weekend. Parkcrest Dental for over 50 years, putting smiles on your family, friends, and neighbors here in Springfield. Like Missouri State, FIU just definitely willing to take on just about anybody. But the Panthers struggled against number 2 ranked Penn State as they fell 34-0. Another CUSA school taking on a nationally ranked opponent, Kennesaw State, up against the Hoosiers. Indiana ranked number 23. That final was 56-9. And then I think, Coach, the game that got a lot of people's attention, Jack State and Liberty.
Yeah.
Liberty goes down 34-24 in that one. Did you see any of that one after the fact?
I did. An absolute battle. I mean, Jack State just ran the ball down their neck. I mean, they had no answer for the run game. And, Jack State has a great coach. Coach Kelly does a nice job. I mean, he's dialed, so they might make a run.
So even though there's been some changes down there staff-wise and everything else, it's still the same philosophy. They're going to run it more than probably just about anybody you see all year.
Yeah, he's part of the Saban tree, and he believes in playing sound defense, running the football to win, and he's got athletes around him. That's a kind of a honey hole of recruiting, so that's a program that should be perennially solid. So we'll have to look out for them for sure.
The Hilltoppers had a struggle. They took on Toledo. The final score in that was 45-21, but that score was pretty much 45-7 until late in the fourth quarter.
I heard that. I didn't get a chance to get a good look at that. Turnovers early, I heard, and then they just got away from them. But, again, last time I was in the MAC, we won a MAC West championship, so that's kind of alarming for the Tops.
The one that was alarming to me was how close this game was. Number 3 LSU hosted La Tech. The final in that was 23-7. The Bulldogs hung with them.
Yeah, so sometimes you don't get those P4's best effort. Unlucky for us, we got USC's best effort. But those things happen. I don't think that Brian Kelly is too worried about that, so they should be just fine.
New Mexico State down Tulsa 21-14. UTEP beat one of the Bears' upcoming opponents, the Skyhawks from Tennessee Martin, 42-17. And then you let me know when we can get this one on the schedule, Coach. Sam Houston got to go to Hawaii and play a game that kicked off at 11 o'clock our time, but the Rainbow Warriors won that one 37-20.
Corey, every fan says they want to go until you actually have to make that trip and get used to the hours and try to, get up and play a good football game, because I love the trip. I love the beach. I can do that in the off season. Winds, baby. Winds.
Well, and I'll be honest with you, I can barely handle the 2-hour time difference in LA, so I'd probably be a mess in Hawaii. So that is what it is. Let's see what we've got over here in the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks fan question pile for this evening. Let's start with this one. Let's go back to the win at Marshall, because I can't talk about that enough. One of the questions given to us was the biggest offensive and defensive adjustments that you all made at halftime down in Huntington.
How thorough do you want me to get? So
that's up to you.
So they were going 3-by-1 with the back set to the 3-by side. And it was almost, we had charted it, and we were on the headset, we're going, hey, chart the number, run pass. It was almost 98% run.
Yeah.
So we slanted our front right to where the ball was going, and they had no answer for it. So we were sending the D-line to cut the ball off, make it roll back to the linebackers.
You were daring them to throw it.
Make them throw it to beat us. I mean, that was the biggest thing. We're sitting there going, if this young man can drop back and hold up against our D-line and make throws to win, let it happen. And then on offense, I think it was using our backs. They did a good job on the perimeter, gloving up some of our wideouts. But when you look at our offensive line versus their defensive line, they were susceptible to screens. They just weren't as disciplined as sometimes they would have liked to be. So our backs were able to get out in late shoots and make things happen. That was a great question, whoever that was. Wow.
That's Pat. That's Mr. Barr's question.
No, that was awesome.
Here's another one. I think I asked Mitch. I wanted to ask you the mood in the locker room after the win at Marshall, and maybe the simple, clean version of your words to the guys after that.
No, there was nothing crazy about it. When you think about a great house party with your buddies that's just on the borderline of getting out of control, but cops aren't being called, the vibes are right, everything is moving in the right direction, and the dudes are just being dudes and celebrating. That was it. Because when you battle with a group of men and you go through some of the things we've gone through together, there is not a bond on this beautiful, godly planet that matches that. It's comparative to the military-ish of, bonds forged through the flame are the strongest, and that's resonating with our football team right now. And just seeing the smiles on their faces and watching them hug each other and embrace and just be, as Ramone said, in the moment, just enjoying it with each other was phenomenal.
With this schedule, with these sort of opponents, SMU, USC, harder or easier to keep guys focused than it was playing an FCS schedule a year ago?
I think it's all relative. I think it's probably a little bit easier because they're on national TV and it's a big deal. And God bless the Valley. I love the Valley. You love the Valley. There comes to a certain point where no one cares about FCS or any lower level ball at all. People care about this type of football year round. They want to see guys going deep into the, bowl season. They want to see guys playing on ESPN. They want to see guys on CBS. And our guys understand that if you play it well enough, you can put yourself in a position to lift a big trophy.
One final question, not from the crowd. This one from me. How important to this staff, these coaches and these players, is a sellout on Saturday?
Absolutely vital. We need to see that the community actually believes and can become what we need it to become for everybody to stay here and continue to believing and moving forward, because the vision of our administration is there. The people in our corner is better than it's ever been. We know what we need it to look like, and we need people to show up and show the players that they love them and support them, because we are going to be going into a crucial off season where those types of things will matter, and that will be a selling point for our staff. So we need to show that Springfield has the ability to show up and support our football team.
You heard the man. Get your tickets now. MissouriStateBears.com/tickets. Coach Beard and I will be back for one more segment after this on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
Touchdown Tuesday is back at the Missouri State Bookstore. After today's big game, keep the celebration going this Tuesday. Shop in-store or online at shop.MissouriStateBookstore.com for all your bearwear and tailgate needs. Because when the Bears score, you score. For every touchdown the Bears put on the board, you get 6% off your purchase, up to 30% off. So stock up, show out, and rep the Bears all season long. The Missouri State Bookstore, proud sponsor of Missouri State Athletics. Go Bears!
At Parkcrest Dental Group, we've been proudly serving the community for over 50 years by creating healthy, confident smiles that last a lifetime. From general dentistry to pediatric care, orthodontics, and more, we make it easy for the whole family to get the care they need, all in one convenient location. Whether it's your child's first visit or you're ready to restore your own smile with dental implants, we're here to help you maintain confident smiles. Trust the team that's been keeping Springfield smiling for generations. And go Bears!
It's 6:30 and the branch is closed.
Yep.
And you couldn't find your debit card.
Nope.
But you're going to get cash.
Yep. Cadence Bank Live Teller has extended hours, and I can get cash from my account with my driver's license.
My bank can't do that.
Nope.
With over 300 live teller locations with extended hours, there's opportunity here. Find a live teller near you at cadencebank.com/live teller. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletic season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACTA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back one final time to Inside the Den, here with Coach Ryan Beard, each and every week on location at Big Shots Golf here in Springfield. Big Shots Golf is proud to be your entertainment destination for a tech-driven golf and elevated food and beverage experience. You can join the E-Club to receive special promos at BigShotsGolf.com. Select the Springfield location and play on. Don't forget the Bears in their home opener. 2 o'clock, we will have the Bud Light Countdown to Kickoff show. There are a few maroon Bearhead logoed Bud Light cans that are building less of a pyramid, more of a wall or a blockade back in the room here. So we welcome back Coach Ryan Beard. And
wow.
Yeah, there's a few of them back there. I can't even see who's behind them anymore.
AJ, you contributed to that or what? There you go.
Well, let's talk about the opposition this week, Coach, and that being the SMU Mustangs. We've talked about this schedule at length. The Bears definitely taking on all comers, but this is going to be unique to the Ozarks. It's not hyperbole to say this is the most high-profile, biggest college football game that will ever be played here. Yeah, I think it's easily that. I mean, when you think about the dollar amounts of the Power 4 schools, you're going to be watching about a $20 million roster. There's no reason to go into ours, but that's as high as it gets at the highest level, and that's just what it is. But what an opportunity for us to see that in the Ozarks and kind of see what we're building towards, because if you don't see the goals that you're trying to attain, you'll never be able to get there because you don't know what it looks like. You don't know how the players are supposed to look. You don't know how their resources carry over into how they perform.
it all correlates. It all works together. And I think the best thing, in my opinion, is for our donors, our relationships, our business partners to see the private jets coming in, to see kind of how they travel, to see what kind of a first-class organization looks like. Because, in my opinion, why would we not strive to be just that? Why would we not strive to be the next up-and-coming, G5, power forward, however you want to look at it? We're not here to be average, man. I didn't sign up to be your head coach to lead us to some below-average records. We're here to win, and we're here to do things the right way.
It will be a fight with a big-time quarterback, kind of another typical dual-threat quarterback, which makes it fun on the defensive side to scheme for a guy that can break, contain, and throw a cannon down the field.
Man, fun. The word choice is just you're getting after it tonight. Well, just so everyone in here knows, when we talk about our recruiting prowess as people in our organization, their quarterback, Mr. Jennings, was committed to Missouri State until he was bought out from underneath us by SMU. So you are going to see a talent that we had identified first and offered first and got committed first. So outside of that, it is what it is. But no, he's a tremendous player. And the one thing about their group is, and the one thing that will be a little different from last week that I want you to look at is their offensive line. They're tremendously big, but they can move. They'll run counter scheme. They'll run different variety of run schemes to where you can really see them getting out into space and climbing to the second level to get on our linebackers. We have to do a good job defensively of varying looks for Jennings, putting pressure into his face. The one thing, I guess, unfortunately for us, that he has improved on from last year is last year he would just escape the pocket and throw the ball up. He's become a real quarterback where he escapes the pocket, keeps his eyes down the field like Jacob, and will drive a ball on a deep comeback on the opposing side. So we'll have our hands full for sure, but we're excited about it.
Well, we're excited to watch it. Hope you have a good week of preparation, and good luck Saturday against SMU.
Thanks for getting with you, man. Go Bears.
Go Bears. That's head coach Ryan Beard. Our thanks to Mitchell Toney and Ramone Green for being on the show. I'm Corey Riggs saying goodnight from Big Shots. This has been Inside the Den with Coach Ryan Beard on the Missouri State Radio Network from Learfield.
Inside the Den with Coach Beard has been brought to you by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. The Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks are proud sponsors of the Missouri State Bears. Stop into your local Chevy dealer today. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And by Price Cutter, keeping it local since 1967.